My ex was a real man. This one's just dependable. She joked at her sister's wedding. I left mid-reception and filed for divorce Monday. Now her real man is married to someone else, and she's stalking my LinkedIn. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. I should have known something was wrong when Jessica spent 45 minutes deciding which dress to wear to her sister's wedding. Not because she wanted to look good for me. She barely glanced my way as she modeled each option. No, she was worried about the photos. About how things would look. Can you please wear the navy suit? She said, still staring at herself in the mirror. The gray one makes you look, I don't know, boring. I was already wearing the gray suit. The one she'd helped me pick out for our own wedding 3 years ago. The one she'd said made my eyes stand out. I thought you liked this one, I said. She finally turned to look at me, and for a second, I saw something in her expression I couldn't quite place. Disappointment? Resignation? Just wear the navy, she said, turning back to the mirror. Sarah's photographer is expensive, and I want the pictures to look good. I changed suits. The thing is, I'd been noticing these little moments for months. The way she'd scroll through her phone while I talked about my day. How she'd started saying, we should do something this weekend, but never actually wanted to do anything I suggested. The sex had become perfunctory, scheduled, something to check off a list. But I kept telling myself it was stress. She'd been working long hours on a big campaign at the marketing firm. We'd been together 6 years, married for 3. All relationships had rough patches, right? I didn't know that rough patches don't usually involve your wife lighting up like a Christmas tree when her ex-boyfriend walks into your life. The ceremony was beautiful. Sarah looked radiant. Her new husband couldn't stop smiling, and I felt genuinely happy for them. Jessica cried during the vows, but when I squeezed her hand, she pulled away to grab a tissue and never reached back. At the cocktail hour, I was getting us drinks when I heard her voice spike with an excitement I hadn't heard in months. Marcus, oh my God, I can't believe you made it. I turned to see Jessica practically throwing herself at a tall guy in an expensive suit. Marcus. I'd heard about him over the years, the college boyfriend, the one who got away, though Jessica always laughed it off when his name came up. Said it was ancient history. The way she was looking at him didn't seem ancient. I walked over with her wine, and she was so absorbed in their conversation that she didn't even notice me until I was standing right there. Hey man, I'm David, I said, extending my hand. The husband. Marcus gave me a brief handshake, the kind that's over before it starts. Right. Good to meet you. Marcus and I were just catching up, Jessica said, already angling her body away from me. His wife couldn't make it. The kids are sick, so I was just saying he should sit with us at dinner. Actually, I'm at table 6 with some of Sarah's other college friends, Marcus said. But yeah, we should definitely catch up later, Jess. Jess. He called her Jess. Only her close friends called her that. I called her that. She watched him walk away like he was the last helicopter out of a war zone. The reception was in full swing when I went to the bar for another round. The DJ was playing something upbeat, and I could see Jessica at a table near the dance floor with her friends Ashley and Morgan. She'd had at least 3 glasses of wine that I'd seen, probably more. I was waiting for the bartender when I heard her laugh. Not the polite laugh she gave my stories anymore, but the real one. The one from when we first started dating. I picked up our drinks and started walking toward the table. That's when I heard it. Okay, but seriously, Ashley was saying. How hot does Marcus still look? Right? Morgan leaned in. I can't believe he's married with kids now. I was maybe 10 feet away. They hadn't seen me yet. Jessica laughed again, and there was something loose and reckless in it. God, don't even get me started. You know what the worst part is? He's here tonight, and I'm just remembering everything. I stopped walking. The music was loud, but I could hear every word. Girl, you were so crazy about him in college, Ashley said. I know. Jessica's voice got that conspiratorial tone, the one women use when they think they're sharing secrets. And then I ended up with. She waved dismissively in what she thought was my direction, except I was standing directly behind her now. This. My hands were steady. That surprised me. I was holding 2 drinks and my hands were completely steady. What do you mean? Morgan asked. Jessica leaned forward, her voice still carrying. My ex was a real man, you know? Like, Marcus had this presence, confidence, made decisions. This one's just dependable. Like a Honda Civic. Ashley and Morgan looked uncomfortable, but Jessica was on a roll now. Gets me where I need to go, but nobody's turning their head. You know what I mean? Marcus would never just sit there and nod at everything I say. He had opinions. He had ambition. David's just, he's fine. He's fine. But God, sometimes I wonder what I could have had. Jess, that's kind of, Ashley started, but Jessica cut her off. No, I'm serious. Like tonight, watching Marcus, I'm just thinking, I settled. I really, really settled. And everyone can see it. Morgan's eyes went wide. Jess, Jessica finally turned around. I've never seen anyone's face change that fast. The color drained out of it like someone pulled a plug. Her mouth opened, closed, opened again. I set her wine down on the table. Carefully, gently, like it was made of crystal, and I didn't want to break it. Babe, her voice was too loud, too bright. We were just being silly. I didn't say anything. I just looked at her, really looked at her, and I realized I was seeing her clearly for the first time in a long time. David, come on, don't be sensitive. It was a joke. A joke. 6 years together, 3 years married, and I was a joke. A Honda Civic. Dependable. Boring. Settled for. I'm going to get some air, I said. Her hand grabbed my arm. David, wait. I gently removed her hand and walked away. Through the reception hall, past the dance floor where happy couples were dancing, past Sarah, who called out something I didn't hear, out into the parking lot. I sat in my car for 20 minutes. Just sat there, hands on the steering wheel, staring at nothing. My phone buzzed. Then again. Then continuously. Where are you? Stop being dramatic, you're embarrassing me. Everyone's asking where you went. Can you please just come back and act normal? Act normal. Go back in there and act like I hadn't just heard my wife tell her friends that she settled for me. That her ex was a real man and I was just dependable. I started the car and drove home. I didn't sleep. I moved my essentials into the guest room. Pillow, phone charger, some clothes. Then I just sat on the bed, still in my navy suit, trying to figure out when exactly I'd stopped being enough. She came home around 2 in the morning. I heard her stumble in, heels clicking on the hardwood, muttering to herself. Oh my God, David. She appeared in the guest room doorway, still in her bridesmaid dress, makeup smeared. You left me there. Do you know how humiliating that was? I looked at her from where I was sitting on the bed. More or less humiliating than what you said about me. I was drunk. We were joking. You're being so sensitive. That word again. Sensitive. Like having feelings about your wife comparing you to a used car was somehow a character flaw. I'm sleeping in here tonight, I said. Are you serious right now? Over a stupid joke? It wasn't a joke, Jess. That's how you actually see me. She threw her hands up. You know what? Fine. Be a baby about it. I'm too tired for this. The bedroom door slammed. I lay down on the guest bed and stared at the ceiling until morning. The next few days were strange. I kept expecting to feel angry, but I just felt clear. Like I'd been looking at something blurry for years, and someone had finally handed me glasses. Jessica went to work Monday morning like nothing had happened. I called in sick and spent the day researching divorce attorneys. By Thursday, I'd had a consultation. By Friday, I'd written down everything we owned and started documenting our finances. She tried a few times to talk about it. Are you still mad about that? She'd ask, rolling her eyes. Or, my friends think you're totally overreacting. I didn't engage. What was there to say? She'd told me exactly what she thought of me, and I believed her. Monday evening, exactly 1 week after the wedding, she came home from work to find me sitting at the kitchen table with a folder of documents. Okay, this is getting ridiculous, she said, dropping her bag on the counter. Are we going to talk about this or what? I'm filing for divorce. She laughed. Actually laughed. What? David, come on, I already spoke with an attorney. You'll receive the papers this week. The laugh died. Over that? Are you insane? I was drunk at a wedding. You told your friends you settled for me. I said, my voice calm. That I'm dependable like a Honda Civic. That Marcus was a real man, and I'm just fine. That everyone can see it. I didn't mean, yes, you did. I stood up, folder in hand. And honestly, you're right. You did settle. You settled for someone who would never say those things about you. But you don't have to settle anymore. Her face went through several expressions: shock, disbelief, then something like panic. You're not seriously, David, wait. I'll stay with my brother until we sort out the apartment. My lawyer will be in touch. I walked to the guest room, grabbed the bag I'd already packed, and left. She was still standing in the kitchen, frozen, when I closed the door behind me. Tom's apartment was small but comfortable. He'd been through his own divorce 2 years ago, so he understood without me having to explain much. "She's been texting you?" he asked, watching me block yet another number. 47 messages yesterday, I said. "She's using her friends' phones now." The messages had evolved. First came anger. "You're throwing away 6 years over a joke." Then bargaining. "Please, can we just talk about this?" Then more anger. "You're being cruel and childish." I blocked them all. My phone rang. A mutual friend, probably recruited. "Hey David, it's Brian. Listen, Jess is really torn up about this. She says you guys are just taking some space." "We're getting divorced," I said. "She can tell people whatever she wants." Over something she said when she was drunk? Man, that seems… Brian, I appreciate you calling, but this is between me and Jessica. Have a good one. I started going to therapy. My lawyer recommended it, not just for the divorce, but because I needed to process what had happened. Dr. Chun was patient and insightful, and she asked me questions nobody else had. "When did you start feeling like you weren't enough?" she asked during our third session. I had to think about that. Maybe a year ago. She started comparing me to her coworkers' husbands. How much they made, where they vacationed, what cars they drove. It was subtle at first. "And you tried to meet those expectations?" I thought if I just worked harder, made more money, planned better dates, but it was never enough. There was always someone else doing it better. You can't win a race when the finish line keeps moving, David. That hit me hard. Because she was right. I'd been running for years, and Jessica had been moving the finish line the whole time. The divorce papers were filed. Jessica's mom called. "David, it's Mrs. Chun. I think you're being very cruel about all this." She made one mistake. "Mrs. Chun, I appreciate the call, but this is between Jessica and me. Please don't contact me again. She's my daughter. She's devastated." Then she should have thought about that at the wedding. I hung up. It should have felt harsh, but it didn't. It felt like setting boundaries for the first time in years. Work became my focus. I threw myself into a major project, staying late, volunteering for extra responsibilities. My boss noticed. "David, you've been killing it lately. I'm putting you up for the senior project manager position." I got the promotion in month 3. More money, more responsibility, more respect. The old David would have rushed home to tell Jessica. The new David took himself out for a nice dinner and enjoyed it alone. I moved into my own apartment. 1 bedroom, downtown, walking distance to everything. I bought furniture I actually liked instead of compromising. Joined a basketball league. Started woodworking in my building's workshop. And I noticed Rachel. She was a co-worker in the design department. Quiet, funny, whip-smart. We'd been friendly before, but now we started having coffee breaks together. She made me laugh. Real laughs, not polite ones. "You seem different lately," she said one afternoon. "Lighter, maybe?" "Going through a divorce," I said. "Turns out ending a bad thing can feel pretty good." She smiled. "Good for you. We didn't rush anything. Just coffee, then lunch, then a drink after work. It was easy and uncomplicated, and I realized how exhausting my marriage had been. How much energy I'd spent trying to be enough for someone who'd already decided I wasn't. Jessica found out about the promotion through LinkedIn. I know because that's when the messages started again. From a number I didn't recognize. "Hey, can we talk?" I didn't respond. "I know you're seeing these. I just want to explain." "Nothing. David, please. I made a mistake. I was drunk and stupid. I miss you. I miss us. You can't just throw away 6 years over one night." I almost blocked the number, but my lawyer said to keep records of everything. So I let them sit there, unread after the first few. She called from another different number. I answered thinking it was about work. "Please don't hang up." I should have, but I was curious, in a detached way, about what she could possibly say. "Jessica, I just need you to hear me out." Her voice was shaky. That night, I was so drunk, and I was just talking shit with the girls. You know how weddings are. People get nostalgic and stupid. "I heard what you said. I didn't mean any of it. I was just, I don't know, showing off or something. Being dumb. You said Marcus was a real man," I said calmly. "That I'm dependable like a Honda Civic. That you settled. That everyone can see it." I was drunk. Drunk words are sober thoughts, Jess. That's not. That's a stupid saying. David, please. We can go to counseling. We can fix this. There's nothing to fix. You were honest for the first time in years. I'm just accepting your honesty. So that's it. You're just going to walk away. I already walked away. Months ago. At the reception, remember? She was crying now. I can't believe you're doing this to me. I'm not doing anything to you, Jess. I'm just not doing anything for you anymore. There's a difference. What about everything we built? Our life. You compared me to a Honda Civic in front of your friends, I said. You don't get to use our life now. Her voice changed. The tears stopped. You know what? Fine. You were boring anyway. I was settling. There it was. The real Jessica, under all the apologies. Okay, I said. That's all you have to say? What else is there? You just confirmed what I already knew. You're going to regret this when you realize no one else will put up with your, I have to go. My lawyer will handle the rest. I hung up and blocked the number. And I felt nothing. No anger, no hurt. Just relief. Month 6, she showed up at my apartment building. The doorman called up. Mr. Harrison, there's a Jessica Chin here to see you. I don't know anyone by that name. I said, if she doesn't leave, call security. She tried to wait in the lobby. Security escorted her out after 20 minutes. She sent an email to my work account. I forwarded it to HR and had her address blocked. Through a friend, I heard she tried to contact Marcus. Sent him messages, emails, the works. He'd blocked her and told Sarah, who told the rest of the family. Jessica's attempt to rewrite history with her real man had ended with restraining order threats. She'd had to move out of our old apartment, couldn't afford it alone. Downgraded to a studio across town. I heard all this secondhand and felt nothing. The invitation came in month 8. Sarah's first anniversary party. Small gathering, nice restaurant, just close friends and family. I almost said no. But Sarah called me directly. You should come, she said. You're still family to me. And yes, Jess will be there, but you have every right to be there too. I don't want to make things awkward. David, she's the one who should feel awkward. Not you. Please come. I thought about it. The old David would have declined, avoided conflict, made himself small. The new David decided he was done making himself small for anyone. Can I bring someone? Sarah's voice lit up. Of course. Who is she? Her name's Rachel. We've been seeing each other for a couple months. Nothing serious yet, but it's good. I smiled. Yeah, it's good. Rachel and I arrived 15 minutes late. She looked beautiful in a simple blue dress, and I'd actually enjoyed getting ready together at my place. No criticism about my suit choice. No anxiety about photos. Just easy. The restaurant was intimate, maybe 30 people. I spotted Jessica immediately. She was standing alone by the bar, looking tired. She'd gained weight. Not that it mattered, but it was the way she carried herself that struck me. Defeated. Small. She saw me. Saw Rachel. I watched her face cycle through emotions. Shock. Hurt. Anger. Something like panic. Rachel squeezed my hand. You okay? Yeah, I said. And I was. We made the rounds, congratulating Sarah and her husband, chatting with family members. Rachel fit in naturally, charming everyone without trying. My brother Tom pulled me aside. You look happy, man. I am. Good. You deserve it. I was talking with Rachel and some of Sarah's friends when Jessica appeared. She'd clearly been working up courage. Hi, she said. I turned. Jess. Rachel, bless her, read the room immediately. I'm going to grab a drink. Be right back. She kissed my cheek and walked away. You look good, Jessica said. Her voice was small. Really good. I'd lost 15 pounds, bought new clothes, grown my hair out a bit. But I knew she wasn't just talking about appearances. Thanks. So that's your girlfriend? We're seeing each other, yeah. The bitterness crept into her voice. That was fast. Moved on pretty quick, didn't you? It's been 8 months. Still, after 6 years together, you'd think, is there something you need, Jess? She flinched. Like I'd slapped her. I wanted to say I'm sorry. Really, truly sorry. What I said at the wedding was horrible, and I've regretted it every single day since. Okay. Is that all you're going to say? What do you want me to say? That you forgive me? That you... I don't know that it mattered. I looked at her. Really looked at her. And tried to find any remaining feeling. Anger, hurt, love, anything. But there was just nothing. She was a stranger who happened to know details about my life. I do forgive you, I said. You showed me exactly who you were, and I listened. I'm grateful for that. David, please. Don't I deserve a second chance? You deserve to find someone who's exciting enough for you. Someone who's more than just dependable. You said it yourself, you settled. Now you don't have to. Her eyes filled with tears. I was wrong. You weren't. You're not. It doesn't matter anymore, Jess. What you think of me stopped mattering the night of the wedding. So you're just happy now? With her, Rachel was walking back toward us, 2 drinks in hand, smiling at something someone said to her. She was kind, brilliant, and thought I was enough exactly as I was. I'm happy now without you, I said. Rachel's just a bonus. Rachel arrived, handed me a drink. Hey, got your drink. Who's this? This is Jessica, I said. She was just leaving. Jessica looked between us. I saw the moment it hit her, the full weight of what she'd thrown away. What she'd lost while chasing something that was never real. Ah, yeah, I should go. She walked away, grabbed her coat, and left. Through the window, I could see her sitting in her car in the parking lot, phone in hand, probably pulling up my LinkedIn again, torturing herself with the life I'd built without her. Rachel leaned into me. Ex-wife. Yeah. She okay? I watched Jessica's car pull away. She will be eventually. Not my concern anymore. We rejoined the party. Sarah caught my eye across the room and smiled, raising her glass. I raised mine back. Later, as Rachel and I were leaving, she took my hand. Thank you for inviting me tonight. I know that couldn't have been easy. It wasn't as hard as I thought it would be, I said honestly. She's just someone I used to know. On the drive home, I thought about Dr. Chin's question from months ago. When had I started feeling like I wasn't enough? But I realized she'd asked the wrong question. The real question was, when had I stopped believing someone who told me I wasn't enough? The answer was 8 months ago, in a parking lot, when I decided I was done running a race with a moving finish line. Some people spend their whole lives looking for something better. I just wanted someone who thought I was enough. And now, finally, I'd found her. She was sitting right next to me. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.